Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k22 Universe Mode. I'm BrendenPlayz. This is another edition of Smackdown, a couple of weeks away from our first pay-per-view in the series, Hell in a Cell. And tonight, the number one contender for the WWE Universal Championship, Drew McIntyre, will face off with Seth Rollins' close friend, Kevin Owens, in what will be a big match for McIntyre tonight, a must-win, if you will. Before we get there, Titus O'Neil, he'll take on newcomer Carmelo Hayes. Good opportunity to see how he'll fare here on SmackDown. We'll see Sheamus go one-on-one with Xavier Woods. We'll see Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza take on a brand new team, the Young Samoans, Zion Quinn and Solo Sikoa. We'll see Drew Gulak and AJ Styles one-on-one, and this should be good. Becky versus Bayley. Becky Lynch and Bayley one-on-one to determine the number one contender for the Women's Championship in the match we mentioned a moment ago. Rollins will be in Kevin Owens' corner as he takes on Drew McIntyre. Well, it's a win for Carmelo Hayes, huge for him. Sheamus also got a win over Xavier Woods, so I think the New Day might have to really start to rethink their strategy with having the smaller guys taking on Sheamus because he's just getting the better of them. Unfortunately for the Young Samoans, it's a loss for them over Humberto and Angel, and Styles, too good for Drew Gulak. Now we'll see if it's going to be Becky or Bayley going to Hell in a Cell. I'm looking forward to this one. Becky Lynch and Bayley one-on-one. Bit of history between these two, of course, and recently they battled in the Battle Royal to determine the Women's Champion on SmackDown. Of course, Becky Lynch losing that affair. Sasha Banks won. Becky was the finalist in that match, hence why she's earned the right to be a part of this number one contenders match, where I think many would say she's got to be one of the favorites to be probably one of the most dominant women in the division here in the series. So would have to probably be the favorite to win this match on her record in recent times. And of course, her stance in that Battle Royal was very impressive. She got all the way to the very end. She eliminated a few along the way. She looked great. But Bayley has been good so far. One win, one loss as well. So she did bounce back after losing to Becky Lynch. So you still have to expect Bayley to perform well here tonight. She got a win over Dana Brooke, and not only that, she decided to take matters into her own hands and attack Dana even further. Don't exactly agree with the antics and tactics there, but it's all about sending a message to your opponent. That's what she was able to do as we lock up here tonight. Bayley versus Becky. Should be a good contest here. Should be an interesting one. Becky Lynch coming into this match, as we said, probably the favorite, but Bayley, a win, and there's some momentum there. That's what we want to see. Good start here by Bayley, though, effective with some strikes early on. Right hand, more of an open-handed slap by Becky Lynch, rather, as Bayley's been taken into the corner. And that's a place where you don't want to be. Of course, Sasha Banks won the championship in that Battle Royal. Hell of an effort from her. She's waiting for her challenger to be decided. And I've got no doubt that she'll be keeping a close eye on this one. Bayley or Becky, there's really no difference. Both are very, very good. But in terms of, the matchup to Sasha, who's probably the most preferred option out of the two? My guess would be that she probably would slightly prefer Bayley just because of the fact that Becky Lynch has more of the submission game as well as the power moves, as well as the technical side. So, I definitely think that side of things, she could be more of a threat just because of that disarmer submission. Bayley more so looking just to drive your head right into the canvas, hit you off the top of the rope with a big elbow, just like that, or the Bayley to belly. But that's working really well with the elbow drop. Could be all here for Becky Lynch, the cover, and a kick out of two. Close for that one, but not to be just yet for Bayley, but she's showing some good signs early on. And that's the thing that could motivate Bayley, if she's not, feared. She's not the big threat. She's more of an underdog. I think Bayley thrives on that. She doesn't like the fact that she's not respected, highly regarded as, one of the most dominant women or the most feared woman on the roster. She hates the fact that people don't think of her like that. She's been frustrated that she doesn't get the respect that perhaps she deserves. Nice exploding suplex there by Becky. Bayley gets outside the ring. She's going to take a breather. But it's hard to respect someone who, goes about her business the way that she did, attacking Dana Brooke. You can't really respect that. It's hard, Becky Lynch, she's more of an upstanding sort of competitor. She'll fight you, but then shake your hand afterwards if you got the better of her. That's more so what Becky's all about. That's why she's been more respected in comparison to Bayley, who's waiting for Becky to get in the ring. Couldn't quite control her timing there as she missed out on that opportunity to attack Becky. And she's ducking and weaving a few of those strikes, but Becky grabs a hold of her, gets her up on the shoulders with a fireman's carry. Don't like this here for Bayley. Oh, bouncing off the top of the turnbuckle does Bayley. And Becky starting to regain control after a couple of minutes where she didn't really look that good. Bayley was able to get the better of her, especially after that big elbow drop off the top. Here's the cover again. Could be all here for Becky. Count of 2. Not to be. Later to come as well. Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens one-on-one. Of course, last week on Smackdown, we saw AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship. We crowned a new champion with Shinsuke winning the belt. So all singles champions have been crowned here on SmackDown. Sasha's the women's champion, Seth Rollins the WWE Universal Champion, and of course Nakamura the IC champ. Just the tag team belts to be decided, which will take place at the pay-per-view. Next week we'll have a #1 contenders matchup as the New Day will have their last chance to get themselves involved against the Alpha Academy after Sheamus and Pete Dunne have officially booked their place in the championship match after beating the New Day and followed it up with a singles win as well tonight. They've looked really good together as a team, the team of Pete Dunne and Sheamus, so keep an eye out for that one. But more Hell in a Cell matches to be announced, but we are starting to get down to the business end of it. The titles are going to be all on the line. We're starting to figure out who's going to be involved at the big show. As Bayley sent over the top of the rope, that's what these two women are fighting for tonight. A chance to take on Sasha Banks at the pay-per-view. Bayley, shot from behind there by Becky, picks her up and drills her into the canvas. What about that there from Becky Lynch? Now looking for the submission. This is what Sasha will be fearing about and really losing sleep over. That's the disarmer, and it's locked in right now. The arm could be about to be snapped here of Bayley, but Bayley does slip out. Well done to Bayley, able to stay in this match, slipping out of the hold and folds it up with a double axe and dropping down the elbow again. What's next for Bayley? This is the problem that she's had. What does she do now to defeat her opponent? She's making the comeback. What move does she try for? What risk does she take? Another elbow. How does she win this match from here? She's got to learn how to close a victory out. When she's got her opponent struggling, this is where she's been at perhaps her worst. Trying to be consistent and close out the match. Nice suplex though. Becky ducks underneath, now picks up Bayley, and this is where it's starting to slip away. This is what you don't want if you're Bayley. You've been in control of this match, you've been looking good. You're starting to make a comeback, but it's going to go astray unless she can figure something out. Hangs Becky off the top of the rope. Becky's trying to hang on though. There's Bayley, going to line her up, oh boy. Here it comes. Becky in big trouble. Bayley wraps up the arm and drives her head first. Oh, that's got to be it for sure. Bayley hooks the leg. Becky Lynch is down. The cover. And no, the shoulder is up. Bayley just gets 2. Well, you thought for sure that was going to be it, but Becky, much to her credit, stays in this match. But for how much longer though? Bayley's in control. Big suplex again. Oh, misses the knee. That's what I'm talking about. Bayley, she's got to pick and choose her spots more appropriately. Fisherman suplex by Becky, can't hang onto the leg. And Bayley gets so close to potentially winning a match. She just makes a couple little errors, and that can cost her. Tonight could be the same. I think she had Becky beaten. Becky was struggling. She just needed maybe one more big move, maybe the Bayley to belly. And she's lost control of this match, but she's trying to regain it now. Can she find that driver again? Oh, missing out though. Becky's able to evade and avoid. And now the front face into the guillotine. Here we go. Not bad here from Bayley, trying for a submission of her own. And Becky struggling a little bit, but is able to maneuver out of it after utilizing that leg to escape. And, oh, she's going to go for it again. Why not? Becky's in trouble again. Bayley could make her submit right here. But we talked about Sasha maybe fearing Becky because of the submissions. Maybe Bayley's trying to rectify that. Show us her own submission maneuvers here tonight. As now she's going to line up Becky again. Oh, here we go. Bayley traps the arm. There's the headlock driver. Bayley into the cover. Hooks the leg. But oh, Becky got her foot underneath the rope. The rope break has been enforced. That's huge. But oh, so is that. A Bayley to belly. The cover and the 3. Oh, what an upset. Bayley has defeated Becky Lynch, and she's going to Hell in a Cell. Bayley wins. She will have a match against Sasha Banks for the championship, and she finally wins the big match she has been looking for throughout her career. And oh no, Bayley attacking Becky further, and this is what we've been talking about. This is why nobody respects her. This is why she's going about it the completely wrong way. Yeah, just despicable from Bayley. You win. You won the match. Why continue to assault your opponent? Rub salt into the wounds of Becky Lynch. A tough night for Becky, but Bayley is going to Hell in a Cell. Well, sadly for Kevin Owens, he's not going to Hell in a Cell, but the man to the left of our screen, Seth Rollins, he's the WWE Universal Champion. He's going to be there. We can guarantee you that. And Kevin Owens has a massive chance tonight. 1 win to his name so far here in the series. Can he follow it up with another one tonight? A bit of an upset it would be, taking down the #1 contender, Drew McIntyre. Tough assignment for Kevin, but no doubt Drew McIntyre is a bit of a man on a mission tonight. He wants to prove that he's capable of being the top dog by picking up a big win. And there's no doubt the match between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, it was an instant classic. Let's take you back. Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore on Seth Rollins, and just when you thought he was going to win, 2, and he just kicked out in time. Followed up with this though. Here came the curb stomp. Good night. And that was it. Rollins becoming the brand new champion. Devastating for this man, and you can see the intensity, the passion that he has. 1-1 so far here in the series. Can he make it 2-1 tonight, and ultimately 3-1 when he gets to Hell in a Cell? Championship will be on the line at the pay-per-view, but you have to wonder, how much does Drew McIntyre give to this match? Does he try and go all out and secure the win? Is it that important for him to have the momentum? Or does he maybe try and conserve a bit of energy? Does he give a solid 80% so he doesn't give everything he's got and he saves a little bit for the pay-per-view? And that's what's going to be going through his mind tonight. But the problem that he's got is I don't think he could beat Kevin Owens by giving an 80% effort. Kevin Owens is one of the best here on SmackDown. I think he's going to need 100%. So if he wants to win tonight, he will have to give everything he's got. And a good start though, the gut wrench into the bomb, and that's a solid start for the man that will face Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell. Just a singles match, won't be inside the Hell in a Cell structure. The only Hell in a Cell match will be the triple threat match between Roman. Oh, hang on. Seth Rollins getting himself involved here. Putting his hands on Drew McIntyre. Hold the thought about the other Hell in a Cell match, but Drew McIntyre, he's had enough. He's not happy, and why should he be? Rollins putting his hands on him, the referee allowing it. And a belly to belly there by McIntyre on Owens. And he's just sending a quick little message to Seth Rollins. He's not backing down. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's tougher than Rollins. And he's ready to go for Hell in a Cell. As I said, the only Hell in a Cell match will be the triple threat match between Lashley, Reigns, and Edge inside Hell in a Cell. And I cannot wait for that match. It's going to be a heck of a brawl. It's going to be a battle, that is for sure. But McIntyre and Rollins, the rematch, will be very intriguing. Because Rollins and McIntyre, it really could have gone either way. As we said, if Rollins couldn't power out of that Claymore, it would have been lights out for him. McIntyre did everything right, but Rollins caught him out with a quick curb stomp and was able to steal the win. So Drew's got to be careful tonight because he's got Kevin Owens here. And it's no secret, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, they're getting along. They're a little bit of a loose alliance here in Universe mode. They have decided to kind of pair up together, and we've seen it, and now we're starting to see it here in Universe mode. So the thing is, though, it's an alliance, but once these two guys cross paths when it comes to that Universal Championship, you can forget about this alliance. It's going to be thrown out the window. So it's a short-term thing, I feel, for both guys, to suit their own agendas. Once that agenda changes, yeah, I think it will definitely implode as KO over the top. I think McIntyre wants to send a bit of a message to Rollins, and he is hitting KO repeatedly in the chest right in front of the champion. Well, that is a message sent and delivered as Kevin falls right next to Rollins. And Rollins and McIntyre have not taken their eyes off one another. They are ready to go at Hell in a Cell. Well, let's not forget, Drew McIntyre a couple of weeks ago was given the opportunity by Vince McMahon himself. Vince McMahon approached Drew and said, look, you had a hell of a match. You came so close. I want to give you one more shot. I think you can deserve it. But he hasn't made it easy. He had to pick up a win last week. He did that. And now he's got to beat Kevin Owens. So McIntyre's had to wrestle every week heading into Hell in a Cell. So 3 matches will be under his belt. Maybe a 4th one next week. Who knows? As Owens sent into the corner. So a much tougher schedule here for Drew McIntyre in comparison to Seth Rollins, who's only had the 1 match so far. Of course, that was the win against Drew. Well, he's had to earn it. That's the thing that McIntyre has had to do, but he wouldn't want it any other way. That's the sort of guy McIntyre is. He is ready to fight at all times, and he will fight, and he will show everyone that he deserves to be in that match despite losing the original one. Stomps away on Kevin Owens as Owens trying to get back to his feet. McIntyre will help him out, but won't be for long as a big Beal to the other side of the ring. McIntyre, is he going to go after Rollins again? This is the problem with McIntyre's got. He's going to get distracted as Rollins throws him back inside. McIntyre is so focused on Seth Rollins, and it's going to potentially cost him this match if he's not careful, as KO takes back control. Neckbreaker there, and Owens, here he comes, running senton. That's all because of Seth Rollins being the main focus for Drew McIntyre tonight. Kevin Owens off the top. Oh! Missing the elbow. Perhaps the forearm more so. Corn elbow. KO. Exploder. Seth Rollins will be happy about that one. As Kevin Owens attacking the back of McIntyre to follow up the offense here. Rollins enjoying the fact that McIntyre's getting beaten down. McIntyre could quite comfortably come into the pay-per-view with a bit of an injury, maybe a niggle or two, as the Future Shock DDT by Drew McIntyre is effective, and Kevin Owens in trouble. McIntyre, Claymore! Not enough to beat Rollins on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. Is it enough to beat Kevin? No! The shoulder is up. Wow. McIntyre might have to start thinking about something different. Maybe he just has to hit it again. Claymore for the 2nd time, perhaps. No, he goes for a clothesline instead. Well, it didn't beat Rollins originally, and now it has not beaten Kevin Owens. Does McIntyre start to lose faith in his best shot? If he doesn't pick up a win, in the big match, doesn't pick up the win here tonight as a near fall, does he start to believe that maybe he needs to find another new move? The Future Shock DDT hasn't done it. The Claymore hasn't done it. What does McIntyre go to now? His best move, his finishing maneuver, hasn't been securing him wins. That's got to play on the mind of McIntyre. He might believe he can't win the big one if that's the case. McIntyre takes Kevin off the top of the rope. And Drew drops the elbow, but nothing but the canvas. Tipped right hand there by Kevin Owens. Slapped away as McIntyre taken into the corner. Kevin Owens bounces him off the top turnbuckle. Trouble here for McIntyre. Big trouble. Right hand. Kevin Owens loves his opponents in this position for the cannonball, but McIntyre will fight through. He'll stay back onto his own feet. Takes Kevin off his. McIntyre, what's he got planned? Misses out there. Kevin trying to pick him up. McIntyre evades. But hang on! Stunner! The stunner by KO! McIntyre's down, and he'll just kick out at 2. Kevin can't believe it, nor can I. McIntyre has been stunned. We're all stunned. I thought it was over. And McIntyre realizes he's in trouble. He's trying to go for the breather. He wants to get out of there. Try and create some separation here from Kevin because he knows He knows he could be on the verge of losing this match to Kevin Owens. This would be disastrous for his build-up. And I've got to say, if he does lose, you got to take it back to the fact that the distraction by Seth Rollins and the fact that Rollins has been able to throw McIntyre back in the ring a few times, that's got to play its part. McIntyre's too busy on trying to get in the head of Rollins, or maybe, as you can see, he's trying to drag Kevin Owens closer to Seth Rollins just so he can send a bit of a message. As he gets driven in the steel steps, he's paying the price. And I get it. You hit the Future Shock DDT right in front of Seth Rollins, or you punch Kevin Owens really badly right to his head. That's got to play a part. But count of 9 nearly. There is the 9. Both men back in. They'll break the count. Close though. McIntyre just too focused on Rollins, and it's costing him. Kevin Owens, what about that move? Up on the shoulders. He moves him out for the neck breaker. And this is trouble for Drew. Real trouble. Single leg takedown. He's still in this match. But Kevin is starting to really hone in on a win. Rollins would love nothing more than for McIntyre to start to have a bit of disbelief, lose a bit of confidence. And I think that's exactly what's happened. But he's going to go back to it. He wants the Claymore. He's going to line him up. Can he find it? Yes, he does. The big Claymore, but does it get the win? Is it enough for 3? Yes, it is this time. Well, that is a sigh of relief for Drew McIntyre. The Claymore does work tonight as Rollins straight back in the ring though. Kevin Owens rolls out, and Rollins, oh! You knew he was going to strike. He's ringside for a reason, not just to watch, but to attack and strike when he can. McIntyre, though, single leg, able to take Rollins off his feet. These two battling away just a couple of weeks away from the pay-per-view. McIntyre has him up. Gut wrench. How about that from Drew McIntyre? And maybe Rollins will experience the Claymore again. Rollins in trouble. Turn around. There's the Claymore by Drew McIntyre. He might be a little down on confidence with the Claymore, but it ultimately won him the match tonight, and it takes out Seth Rollins here in the ring right now. Rollins, though, trying to get back up to fight some more. McIntyre, what will he do here? He's just going to dump Rollins out of the ring and let him know that this is his ring. Rollins, he might be the champion, but for how much longer? Rollins can't believe it. He's not happy at all, but these two men will fight it out at Hell in a Cell. The championship will be on the line at the pay-per-view, and it will be a rematch we do not want to miss. Thank you for watching this edition of Smackdown here for WWE 2k22 Universe Mode. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at BrendenPlayz to stay up to date with everything to do with Universe Mode and much more. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more. We will be back with another one very soon.